Hey everyone, welcome. What you see in the background is my Open Media Vault installation. It's running on my HP Gen8 microserver. This server was left over from my switch to Unraid, and I decided to run Open Media Vault on this so I could do videos, etc. on Open Media Vault. Today we're going to install ESXi on this Gen 8, and I'm going to tell you why. Because now the only solution I have is do videos about Unraid or Open Media Vault. I don't want to run that on my Unraid server if I don't have to, because I use that for my private stuff as well. If I mess up something with Open Media Vault, I lose the ability to even run other VMs on this. So not only Open Media Vault, but if I run FreeNAS, for example, on this Open Media Vault build as a VM, and I screw up Open Media Vault, then FreeNAS is gone as well. I have to fix that. So my idea was to install a Type 1 hypervisor on this. You see in the background VirtualBox, and VirtualBox manages your virtual machine. So that's a Type 2. For example, Hyper-V and ESXi are both Type 1 hypervisors. You install it bare metal on your host, in this case the Gen 8, and they manage your virtual machines. That way I can install plenty of virtual machines. I can run them independently from each other, of course. And if I screw up something with Open Media Vault, I can still run FreeNAS. So that's basically the idea. When I did the Unraid build, and shortly after that the Open Media Vault build, I didn't think of that as it would be a problem. But I'm not using Open Media Vault for anything basically. So I configured the RAID array on this Open Media Vault build. But I did a backup with an rsync video once, and after that I didn't touch it anymore. So I'm not going to use the server anymore. So that would be a good destination for this Gen 8. So I logged back in with my ESXi, with my VMware account, and I had a free license for ESXi on there. They have come to version, I see it there, 6.5. I believe 6.7 is already released. So I wanted a pre-built image from HP Enterprise. Apparently there's no such image because it doesn't support HP Gen 8 microservice anymore. It starts with Gen 9 and Gen 10, of course. So in this video we're going to install the standard version of ESXi from the VMware website. If you want to try this yourself, you could just create an account on their website and you can apply for a free license there. Yeah, that's really nice. And let's get started with that. As you can see in the background, this is my Gen 8. We're going to do, basically most of it through the remote console, and it will be run with Java. And we're going to use the web start, keep, yes. So the configuration will be as follow. I have a micro SD card in this Gen 8. It's a 64 gigabyte micro SD card, class 10. As of now, Open Media Vault is running on that SD card, and I can tell you that it's terribly slow from the SD card. I installed Open Media Vault on the test system, and at that time there was an SSD instead of an SD card. So it was installed on an SSD, and that's way faster, of course, obviously. So we're gonna do the same after we have installed ESXi. This video will only cover ESXi, then another video will be Open Media Vault, another video can be FreeNAS, Exponology as well, because I want that test system in my video tutorials, etc. And for testing purposes, it's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. So we'll cover that as well. FreeNAS, Rockstar, plenty of options for open source NAS systems. So we're going to start with, we have an error. So let's click web start again because it was timed out. Okay. So we're gonna make a remote console session with our Gen 8, and you can see it's logged in Open Media Vault. That's really nice. I already downloaded the ISO file from ESXi, so we're gonna mount that in ILO. Let's see. It's 6.7 and update 2. It's the latest version I could find. So I hope this will work. I haven't tried it, so Soon we're gonna find out. Yeah, and we're just gonna reset this. I'm not going to safely shut down this now. Just going to reset it. There's nothing on there that I would miss. I will skip the waiting parts because it's terribly slow at booting. So F11 for boot menu. Another thing, ESXi doesn't like software rate controllers, and the B120i in this Gen 8 is a software rate, so I've just configured that as ESXi, as you can see in the background, so just independent SATA disks. I don't know exactly what I want to do with that. For now, we are only going to use the SSD for the virtual machines. Boot from CD, yeah, 6.7.0, enter. Maybe there will be a couple of 2 terabytes hard drive installed later on for my own backup from the Unraid build with another virtual machine. Maybe I could have gone with a Hyper-V from Microsoft, but if I want to do something with Expanology, maybe, yeah, that wasn't working all that great with Hyper-V. I believe 5.2 or so was running stable, but the later versions weren't even running at all. So yeah, I'm just going with ESXi. I'm just going to play it safe here. If ESXi is done installing, you could manage your ESXi installation, your ESXi server with, for example, Workstation. So as you can see, I have 12 gigabytes of RAM in the server, still the same 12 gigabytes as before. Welcome to the VMware ESXi 6.7.0 installation. Installs on most systems, but only systems on VMware's compatibility guide are supported. Well, that's good to know. Hit enter to continue. Yes. Okay. End user license agreement. I accept. F11. Scanning for available devices. So it's key to install this on, in my case, the SD card. So we don't want to screw this up. And that will be the one on the bottom. It will be the ultra-fast media. Yeah. That will be that one. You have selected a disk that contains at least one partition with existing data. If you continue, the selected disk will be overwritten. Well, that's fine. Please select the keyboard. That's US default. Root password. Very important. Yeah, password match. Enter, continue. Confirm install. Installer is configured to install ESXi on, yeah, blah 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 blah. This disk will be repartitioned. F11 for install. And it's going. So now we have to wait till it finishes installing. ESXi 6.7.0 has been installed successfully. It will operate in evaluation mode for 60 days to use blah 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 blah. You must register for a VMware product license. Well, we have a product license, but I will insert the product key later after this video. Remove the installation media before rebooting. Well, we're going to do that. Yes, and reboot the server to start using ESXi. Well, enter reboot. Okay. Server will shut down and reboot. VMware. Well, it's booting, so that's a good sign. Okay, so it's done booting, and as you can see, the only thing it leaves us with is the IP address on which we can connect to, and yeah, well, from that we can manage our hypervisor. So we're going to do that. In the past, I had some issues with Google Chrome, but well, we can try it and see what it does. We're going to use this tab. 192.168.50.37. Leave. Advanced. Proceed. Now we're going to log in with our root credentials. Let's see how that goes. No error messages like we had in the past. This product participates in the VMware Customer Experience Improvement. Join the VMware Customer Experience. Yeah, fine. Yeah. So this is the main window. Well, that installation went really fast. So yeah, finished quickly. And as you can see in the background, we are running on 6.7.0 update 2. And that's the latest version if I'm correct. So our CPU is utilized 0%. We have still 10 gigabytes of RAM left. Okay, so let's start by creating a data store. So a storage location for our virtual machines. Let's see, we go to storage and here we have the A data. We're going to create a new data store on this and that will be VM. Going to keep it simple. Next, before select the partition 223 gigabytes. And that's correct because it's a 250 gigabyte SSD. And we're going to select the whole disk and we can go with VMFS 6 or 5 and we want the latest, we go with 6. Next. Name is VM, it will be the SSD, use full disk, yes, that's fine, finish. The entire contents of this disk are about to be erased and replaced with the specified configuration. Are you sure? Yes. So, running. We have to wait till it finishes. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, and it completed successfully. So that's nice. And of course we can add more storage. As you can see, we have our hard drive still. But these 500 gigabyte hard drives, well, don't do that much. So 2 of them will definitely go and will be replaced with 2 terabyte hard drives. Yeah, that will be for later on. We won't need them at first. So we're just going to use the SSD for now. And let's see, networking. And then we go to virtual switches. Well, we already have a virtual switch. What do you know? vSwitch 0, standard virtual switch. For now, that's fine. This virtual switch has no uplink redundancy. We could add that if we want. We have 2 network cards. At first, we're going to leave it at what it is for now. Yeah. And then of course we have virtual machines. Here you can manage your virtual machines. You can add create new virtual machines, of course. We're not going to do that in this video. So yeah, a really short video and that's basically all for today. The next video will be about installing OpenMediaVault because that's where I left off and that's where I'm going to pick it up on ESXi. After that, more virtual machines will follow, like a FreeNAS, for example, Exponology. Please leave your suggestions in the comment section. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!